Hello, good people. How's everyone today? And I guess you're doing well. I'm doing all right. And thank you so much for watching my videos. I'm going to talk about this interesting subject called love. What is love? I would say love is an incurable disease. Uh, Hence, when infected, you behave according to the way you feel, and your emotions and the way you think, and your reaction towards things seems different where people don't understand. And everyone thinks that you're mad, or probably you're on a different wavelength or different planet where things looks very rosy and beautiful, and the atmosphere is the best place that everything that you've ever been. Yet love can be painful. The consequences that love brings, um, sometimes it's unbearable, but the fact is that once you're in love, you close your eyes to certain things and go through it as if nothing else matters. But the person that you're in love with, um, that's the only thing that he's the only, or she or he is the only thing that has ever happened to you. Um, Love shouldn't change. Love shouldn't be painful, but sometimes it is painful. Why am I saying that? Because people do change. And when people do change, they bring pain. They bring all sorts. It's their reaction, the reaction to the way the changes that's been made in their life makes them react. Hence, love can be painful. People may argue that love shouldn't be painful. Well, yes, love shouldn't be painful, but if people change and their reaction to certain things change, they are bound to cause pain. And if they cause pain, as the person, as you being in love, then you're going to be on the other end of receiving the pain that they've caused, and the disappointment and the fact that you feel betrayed and unloved, and everything looks like you've been left out. Um, we tend to think about love this way. We think love should be a 24/7 giving, taking, lovely atmosphere, and everything should be rosy, as I said before, and joyous and all that. But yet, people do change. So if people do change, then the actions are bound to change. And so, if you're prepared to take the good side of love, then you should be prepared to take the bad side of love, which makes you stand the test of time, where you'll be triumphant in the end. And at the end of the day, your love is only going to be a tried and tested love, where you can people will testify, or you can bear testimony of the fact that you've been in love and you've gone through hell, yet still you're still in love. Um, Sometimes I tend to wonder, I just don't understand this, where people have been together as friends, or been in a relationship for years, and stay in the same house, share the same bed, everything looks fine, and they go about their normal duties, being in love, and share all the joy and all that, and everybody around them can see that they're in love. Yet, as soon as they get married, these same two people want a divorce. And you ask yourself, does it mean that they made the wrong decision? Does it mean that the marriage, or the fact that they've been married, is causing them to break down? Well, the answer is that they have changed. The situation they were in has changed, and people change. So if people change, then they are bound to change their way of thinking, the feeling and everything. And it all depends on time, place, and other social mishaps that happens, like you lose your job, you have a baby, and all them pressures that life brings. Love should be joyous, yet love is not always joyous. Love should be a very clear cut, where you you see some you are always excited about meeting your partner, and you're always excited about everything that you share and all that. Yet it is, we tend to not to understand that love is give and take. Hence, if you keep giving and you don't get anything back, you get to a point where you feel, are you being taken for granted, or are you just going through love or traveling in the journey of love with your eyes closed, which raises some questioning and answers that sometimes we never ever get answers to those questions. I don't understand where people think that we as human beings should only be excited about the fact that love is pure and beautiful and sweet and all that, and yet we don't want to go through the other side of love, the extreme side, the bad side of love, where you feel dejected and you feel disappointment and disappointed, and you feel the kind of betrayal that you go through and you get from your partner. I sometimes I would say that love is like having a pet. If you're not ready to put it down when it's old and sick, you're not expected to go through it. And it's all about maturity. It's all about having your thinking cap on. It's all about always trying to make love new. There's always a spice you can bring into your love life. You can change, like when you're going through changes, you have to bear. If your partner is going through some hardships and bad times, you have to really bear with them. You have to also understand that we are brought up from different backgrounds and different places, and the way you react to things will not be the same way your partner or your spouse or your wife or husband would go through and react to things the same way. Hence, it is good to understand people. It is good to bear. It's good to understand that you can't get everything on a 100% basis. You can't get joy all the time. It's bound to be painful. Love is bound to be painful sometimes. Yeah, it is because most of us haven't tuned our mindsets to the painful aspect of it. The moment we go through it, we want out. And there is a saying that no pain, no gain. You don't have to understand every day. You don't have to understand everyone to be in love with them. Sometimes you just have to bear. You have to know that everyone has faults. And no one walks out of life alive. And everyone has got something that you would not like about them. Yet there is a fact that once you love, you close your eyes to that aspect and move on. I always say that you don't try changing people because you might fail. All that you do is to change yourself to suit them. Let me say this again. Don't try changing anyone. All that you have to do is to change yourself to suit them. That is only if you want to. Only if you love them. Only if you want to be with them. Because they are bound to change. They are bound to keep the old habits. They're bound to do the very same things that hurt you. They're going to do it over and over again. And it's up to you either to close your eyes to it or move on. And that's love sometimes. Excuse me to say, that's the unfortunate part of love. That's the sad part of love, where people don't really get it. That's where people fail all the time. And again, let me say this. Love in so many phases has conditions. Some go through phases of loving people just because of the way they talk. Some go through, because of the way people look. Some go through the fact that people look beautiful or they look lovely. Their legs are pretty, the way they smile. I love him because he's just muscular, he's manly, he's got six-pack. But you've got to ask yourself that if people change, are you going to be able to sit back and see the changes and still love your partner? Because he's bound to lose a six-pack. To have one barrel left. If it's six-pack that he's got, obviously when he grows old, he's going to have one barrel, or probably big tummy, flabby tummy, or whatever it is. Same way with women. If you love a woman because of her boobs and she looks beautiful and stunning figure, the moment she has her kids, probably she might lose weight or probably put on some weight, which most men or other men, I mean not me, but most men would say that, oh, she looks fat, or probably doesn't look that that sexy figure that I married is no more there and all that. And that's about love. It changes. People do change. And once people do change, things are bound to change. It is the way you react to it. It's the way you you embrace the change and try working on it, so that the love that you have would triumph from that stage of, like, uh, things being abnormal to normal to you in your eyes and your mind. You have to tune yourself to adjust to those situations and make sure that you are in tune with love. I'd like to end here and say thank you for watching my video. I'd like to say a shout out to Tony. Enjoy yourself and have a great day. Bye bye.